to the 95 Truckin' Podcast, where the roads meet real talk. I'm Sue, your host, and today we got a special guest. You know how we do it, raw, real, and for the people behind the wheel. So please tune in to the end, because as you know, it gets real spicy towards the end of the show, okay?
Yes. This episode is for the ladies holding it down in the trucking game. We got someone repping hard from Newark, straight out of the bricks into the 18 wheels.
Okay.
Absolutely. Straight from Newark, right? All right, so we got Miss Robin Thicke over here, okay? Some y'all already
Her
know,
name is not
okay?
Robin Thicke.
It's not?
That's her IG, bro.
Well, that's what she goes by.
Oh, it is the IG.
That's what she goes by.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she goes by.
To be funny.
Nah, not at all. Okay, so we talking struggles, we talking hustles, and why trucking ain't just for men, okay? She stepped up as a female, and she gonna be let us know how it goes.
Right, let's give a warm welcome to Robin Edwards. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad for this opportunity.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your story, how you got into trucking, and what kind of like motivated you to get in here.
All right, so I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey.
What part of Newark?
North Newark.
Ironbound.
I've lived East Orange, Orange, Irvington, so I'm all over Essex
I'm from
County.
Newark too, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm Essex
Born
County.
and raised.
Really?
So can I say that Newark females are different?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. That's good to know. Guys, be careful.
I feel like there's so much talent in Newark. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of people look down on it because it's such an urban city, and it's, rated one of the most dangerous cities, for a long time. But, it's changing now. But even so, back in the day, we had so much talent. So
Excellent. It's good to know and that it's flourishing.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, Robin, tell us about yourself.
So, as I stated, I'm from Newark and born and raised. And as far as trucking, how I got into trucking, probably about 10, 12 years ago, my best friend came to me with the idea of, it was supposed to be dump trucks. I don't know how did I get to tractor trailers, but she came with me to the idea of like, I think we should get our CDL. So I was like, you know what, all right, not a bad idea. But at the time, my daughter was so little, so I wasn't able to like really jump into the whole CDL thing. So I'm like, not a good time. Let me put it on the back burner. And so I did that. And then fast forward, maybe about 21, I said, you know what? My daughter is older now. I have the time to jump in and do the CDL. So I was working full time. I was working part time. I went to CDL school on the weekends. And I was just trying to manage it through there. And then at that same time, while I was in CDL school, I had a good friend of mine that came to me and said, let's start a business. Let's start a trucking business. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll do that. So in the mix of that, I got my CDL. I didn't jump straight out into the owner-operator. I let him start it. And then I was working for a company, and I was doing that. And in that same year of me getting my CDL, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drive for myself. I'm going to drive for myself. Kind of a big mistake, though.
Why?
Do you mind saying?
Because I was too new.
Do you mind sharing what company did you work for?
Amazon.
Amazon was
I
your
worked
first.
for Amazon, so I kind of
Directly
use
through
them
them?
as a stepping stone.
Okay.
They it's great company, good starter company for someone with the CDL, but they shelter you. Their loads are super light, so you don't really get to like really experience the different type of weights of loads and things like that. And it's kind of like to and from the building. Right. Certain buildings, you don't really get to really be out there on the road.
You wanted to be hands-on because, as you
Exactly.
already said, that you were thinking about dump trucks and you ended
Right.
up in tractor trailers.
Yeah.
So you really like hands-on.
Right.
You wanted
Yes.
to be in the nitty-gritty. You wanted to have the boots on. You wanted to get dirty.
Yeah, I believe in if you're going to be in a business, you should be in it, just in case, because you just never know.
Right. Especially in the trucking game. You definitely never know.
Yeah, a driver don't come in. It's like, look, all right, I got my CDL. I could jump right up in there. Don't worry about it. It's going to keep moving. So that was my goal of when I got into CDL. I said, I didn't even want it to stop there. When I got my CDL, my goal was to learn different aspects of trucking, not just drive-ins, not just containers. I want to, learn flatbeds. I wanted to learn like all different, so that way I can just be well-rounded.
Right.
And if I choose to do one more than the other, that's fine. But at least that way I had the experience.
That is definitely a great idea and a great mindset to have when getting into this business for sure.
Yeah, you have to be kind of versatile. And did you start automatic, manual? How did
I
you
did automatic, simply because I was very overwhelmed at school. The school wasn't that good. Pretty much self-taught. I just used their equipment, so I had to really learn on my own. They weren't as helpful, so I kind of just wanted to get in there and be done with it already. But now thinking back, I should have did manual.
You could. I think you could definitely change it.
You got to take the course again.
She
I tried.
but all she has to
I
do is take the you just have to do the driving part.
Yeah, but you got to do the course.
There's a lot of
it's
changes.
I tried. I called a few CDL schools, and it's almost what I did for the first CD, for my automatic. So
Right.
And how long you been
So you got to
having
do the
it?
inspection, everything.
2 years. Okay.
Everything you got to do the inspection and all, or just the driving part.
the driving. So they want you to do X amount of hours, and you gotta.
Oh.
Yeah, it's no.
30 hours.
It's not. Yeah, it's no. It's not
What?
like you can just.
That's
use-
Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm in I'm in the CDO school now. So
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sue. Yeah, that's
Congratulations.
right.
Yeah, I
That's
got my
right.
permit already,
Yeah.
so I
You
need
gon-
to learn.
You gonna do manual?
I did manual.
Good.
yeah.
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Because I don't have any automatic. I have trucks too, but I don't have
Mm-hmm.
any automatic trucks. And it's like what you just mentioned, like when when you don't have a driver to hop in that truck and do like a load for you,
Yep.
and you don't want to mess up that relationship between that company
Yep.
and that broker.
Ab-
You got to be able to get in that truck and do what you got to do, to
Absolutely.
keep business going. So I feel like I would do myself a disservice if I did start with automatic. I have to,
Right.
get the manual.
Yeah.
And then like you said, you have to be like versatile. You have to be open to everything. Like I
Yep.
didn't want to be like restrict myself. Like
Yeah.
I had to go change my license because I wear glasses on a normal daily basis, and I have a
So
restriction.
where are your glasses too? You see?
Yeah, I have a restriction, glasses restrictions, and I'm just like, I didn't want any restrictions on my
Come on,
license
Sue.
or whatever.
Nah,
Yeah,
you
no,
gotta be
it's-
more to be
it's-
able to see on that
Listen,
road.
it's okay to have glasses.
right.
No, I know it is, but I'm just saying, like, like, what if I want to wear contacts, like, one day, like,
Right.
No, but that doesn't. You don't have to wear your glasses when I'm driving. Like I wear glasses and contacts when I'm driving. Like they're not gonna pull you over and say, "Oh, you should have your glasses on, not your contacts." Like,
That's what they
can't.
told me on NTV. Like, you should wear your glasses all the time when you drive. You have to.
Wow.
What? I was never told that.
Well, keeping it real, maybe because you didn't bring up the topic of having contacts,
Right.
Yeah.
But now, keeping it real, being a woman, right, especially in the male-dominated environment, what are some of the things that you have faced that you say, wow, is it because I'm a woman? Besides that, what are the good parts or what benefits from being a female, Ms. Robin Thicke, have you gained being in the male-dominated industry?
I would say I haven't had any major issues, but I feel like as a woman you gotta try. You gotta do hard, you gotta try harder, cause it's not that we have a point to prove, but it's like you just a female. She don't know how to.
She
do
can't
this.
back it up.
So, yeah, exactly. Cause
Why
when
would a man think a female can't back it up?
they do believe it or not.
Come
you do
on.
know
how to back it
Listen,
up.
I'm saying.
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm whipping that
I don't
truck.
know.
Come on.
I don't know, but even with the containers, so those doors are
Super
nothing.
heavy.
Yes, I have to have a lot of different tools to help me with the doors.
Yes.
So before I can get out and do that, in the beginning, I would have guys just come walk up to me
Right.
and come help me with the doors. Okay, it could be chivalrous. Fine, but at the same token, it's like I don't need your help. I'm
Right,
good.
right.
I mean, I'll take it. Thank
Right,
you.
yes.
But I can do it myself. But they don't think that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's me as a male and as a person I like to help
Yeah.
organically.
Yeah.
If I come across that, I'll be like, oh dang, I'm like, oh all right, But then I'm such a God's gift and a perfect child of God that He presents me with this.
self-acclaimed,
Listen, because it happens. It happens. You know why? Because most of the time when I offer that help that I get turned down, not 2 minutes later, like you're put in the
Yeah.
position where like I gotta help you.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like I have to help you
Right.
because if not, God is gonna punish me. And then your face is like, oh damn, like damn, I ain't take his help earlier. Now he gotta help me. You know? So it's like whatever. So
I mean,
all right,
if I
what
needed the
games
help-
have you got?
But if I needed the help, I'm gonna accept the help.
Right.
There's no doubt about
Right.
that.
So
There
you
is
just stand at the
instances-
door and look around
No,
like
I'll,
to see
if
if
somebody
somebody's
is
coming?
around, I'll be like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Sometimes I really do need help, and they'll come and help me. But then there's times where they'll just look at you like,
right.
"You got it."
Yeah, like you want to drive, you do it.
That's exactly the attitude. I've been in the port. I've been in the ports
Right.
also, and like I usually have a hammer. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes to
Yep.
turn,
Yep.
bang it, bang
You
it.
gotta be. Yep.
And nobody might come to help me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, shut up. I need your
Right.
help. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bang this out of this door and it's
Exactly.
gonna open. Like,
Exactly.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Just because I'm a girl, yeah, then I can't do it, but I can do it. But like
Yeah.
you said, like definitely sometimes.
Yeah,
people approach
that's
you.
that part. Now, give us the other part. You know, what have you been offered? What have you like? What can you say that it was really good and you say, "Oh wow, thank you." Oh, is it because I'm a female or what?
Not
Be honest,
really.
don't- hey,
no,
listen.
I am being honest. I'm being as truthful as possible. Just job opportunities. Really, people just come to me. Like I network a lot. You know, a lot, and they'll come up
You
to
take
me.
advantage of the female part and network.
No,
huh?
don't.
But what
do
you
that.
mean? Why do we have to be taking advantage? 'Cause we're
Well, the
people?
thing is,
That's a stereotype.
no, it's not a
No.
stereotype. You
Yes,
know
it
why?
is.
It's not because listen, I'm gonna ask you something. If you're a female driver and you're at the truck stop, I'm at the truck stop. Who are they gonna talk to?
But that's not our fault.
Well, it's not my fault then. You understand? It's not a
our
stereotype. It's just that being a female, you're gonna be spoken to more than me, right? So obviously, it's like she said, taking advantage of business opportunities.
Yeah.
So all I've said is taking advantage of being
But
a
not-
female.
Don't say taking advantage.
I don't-
Say
yeah.
taking the opportunity. Like I
Right,
was offered
exactly,
a chance,
correct.
and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna
Right.
show
So
you
why
that.
they didn't offer me?
I don't know.
I
You
mean,
see?
but I feel like a lot of men do business with men. Like, there's not a lot of men that be like, "Oh, that's a female. Let me do." I mean, I
Women
also
don't
feel
really
like
get
No,
that
it's
much
not that,
respect
because what-
we are females.
No,
and
what
they-
what I said
haters.
was, mind you, what I said was when she said networking, because networking is not going to making a business with somebody. It's talking to the person. You pick their brain
Yep.
and whatever comes
Yep.
up, right?
Yeah.
So somebody will talk to you. They'll pick your brain, and a opportunity will come. But I have a better job opportunity, or I have something else better, but I wasn't spoken to.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
but
not. It's
you
nothing
have
against
the
you.
same opportunity to network with the same people she's
Yeah,
networking
but the
with.
thing
Maybe
is that
what
they
you're saying
speak
or how
to
you-
her.
The delivery
Yeah.
is not.
You know,
right
they
delivery.
speak to her. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
They come to her, pick a conversation with
That's
her.
their species.
You know,
gotta
with
that.
me,
That's what I'm gonna
they
say.
won't
How
pick a
is that-
conversation with me. You
But
know,
that's
there's
not
oh,
a
you got the
woman's fault.
paperwork. Okay, let's go. She comes, you know, they're gonna start. Oh, Miss Robin. Oh, where you come from? Oh, that. You know, that's
but-
where it comes from.
but
But
I'm-
it's hey, no harm, no foul. You understand?
Sure about that?
No harm, no foul.
Here's the thing. I've had guys come to me and they curse me out now. And I'm not saying that has been the case. Like,
Oh, maybe you try to play yourself.
no, when the whole ports was on strike, remember how that? Okay, so the port that I pulled out of, they weren't on strike, but because people were coming from different areas to come to that port, it caused that particular port to back up, like the load, you know, to get the loads because they rerouted the ships and all of that. So
Right.
it was chaotic. But I had a guy come to me. So another truck came in front of me. I had a guy come to me and cursed me out. So of course the Newark side had to come out because forget how I look.
They be thinking.
you don't walk up on me, and I don't care if I'm a female. You don't
Right,
walk
right.
up on me. So I've had instances, at least 3 occasions where a man. Just 2 weeks ago, I was in the truck stop, and I was getting fuel, and the keypad wasn't working. So I had to go in and tell him I wanted.
Yeah.
The guy followed me, saw me in the line at the cashier. It wasn't like I was going to the bathroom or if I was just shopping. I'm in the line to talk to the cashier. He follows me all the way in, walks up on me and say, "Hey, why did you leave your truck there?" I said, "Don't walk up on me." And then I flipped out.
Right? 'Cause they be
Because
think-
you questioning me. Like,
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah.
You know, who are you? I totally agree and I understand what you. I totally understand.
No, I think that's a real issue though. Like that, how would you call that? Like that pretty privilege
Yeah,
thing that
yeah,
men think. Because
right.
like even before, I remember having an experience where I'm trying to, I was hiring drivers, and the guy made a comment like, "Oh, you must have like all these drivers do whatever they want. I mean, whatever you want for them because you look good." I'm like, what?
Like,
I'm
why
like,
gotta
no.
be that? Let's be
Exactly,
professional. Like, it's
exactly.
not always.
It's
about
not
Right.
like that at all.
Right.
Like I don't feel like anything. I haven't had any privilege. If anything, I had to
Right.
work twice as hard
Yep.
to
Right.
get where I am. Like
I
you know,
agree.
so I just feel like that's a really a big thing. Like that's a big issue
is.
there. But you did mention something very important, like, you know, because you are from Newark. Do you feel like being from Newark and like growing up in Newark gave you like that edge, like, you know, kind of like that personality, like, you know, to be able to handle the trucking industry? Because a lot of people don't know, but like it's tough.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
it takes a lot of like guts, grits, like it.
Right.
You know, you got to handle different people, different personalities, and not everyone is respectful.
Absolutely.
You know?
I've been cursed out at the port because the port employee wasn't where he was supposed to be. He was mad at me. Like, how is this? What is happening right now?
You have to have thick skin, and being from Newark, when I grew up, you were raised in survival. So
Right.
you had to get in wherever you fit in, and you had to do what you had to do. There's no complaining. So that just made me to have tough skin to be able to encounter what I'm encountering now in trucking. And it's like I said, it's not always bad. There is some instances where you're gonna have to like, no, you know, really like, you can't talk to me like this, or you can't treat me like this, no matter if I'm a female or not. Because I don't, when I'm out there, I conduct myself professionally. I mean, from like in the ports, from the very first person I see to the very last person I see, I'm very cordial. When I go
Right.
to shippers, when I go to receivers, hey, how you doing? Good morning. I've dealt with people that they won't even say nothing. You
They
say
just
good morning, they
miserable.
look at you, they won't say hi. I don't care, and I still do it because I'll make you, because you're in a bad mood. That doesn't mean I'm in a
Right,
bad
right.
mood. So, and the thing is, because you just never know. You never know. You may cross paths with that person down the line. So I do believe in just conducting yourself in a positive type of way, you know.
Absolutely. That's the key. Always being respectful
Yes.
to everyone. Good energy,
Yes.
good vibrations,
Yeah.
attracting
Yep.
good things, especially on the road, because road rage is real
Yeah,
too, right?
it is. It is.
Super
They're
real.
called positive vibes.
So
They're
let me
called
ask
positive
you,
vibes.
how was it? How was your first time on the road? I know you said in school you were like self-taught. So who
Yeah.
really taught you how to drive? And
Myself.
okay,
Well, no, Amazon, because like I said, they're very
Okay.
their rules are way worse, way strenuous than DOT.
right.
So like safety, they're
Right.
like on every little thing. So
Okay.
Amazon is very structured. So I would say they're just as far as on a safety aspect of
And
it.
how long did you work for Amazon?
I did that for about 8 months.
Okay.
And then
okay.
from there, I went and got my own truck.
Okay. And how was that?
It was cool, but then now it's like reality set in. 'Cause
Right,
it's like I
right.
got my own truck, more responsibility.
Right.
There's nobody overlooking you. You have to be able to handle all of this. The truck breakdown,
Right.
there's nobody to call. You have to
Right.
handle that.
Ain't no
you know?
roadside service.
Ain't no roadside service, right?
Okay.
Loads, booking loads. You have to deal with that. Negotiate rates. You have to
Yes,
do all
yes.
of that. So I've encountered stuff where my truck broke down, radiators went, you know, things of that sort. But like I said, my business partner, he's been driving for about 10 years at that time.
Okay.
So he has some knowledge, just not from the business aspect, but
Okay.
just driving trucks. So that was a little helpful. But I was nervous getting in
Okay.
the truck, and you know,
Well-
even now I still say I'm really driving an 18-wheeler.
Right,
Like
right.
it's
Still
it's
hasn't
unbelievable.
it hasn't sunk in.
No.
Let me ask you
No.
something. We heard you say you had a child,
Yes.
right? I don't know how many babies you have.
One.
Okay, you have a baby.
One
God
and
bless.
done.
Amen
Right.
to that.
That's my attitude. One
A-
and done.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I don't know how your relationship is. I don't know if you're married, if not married, if you're dating,
Yeah.
or if it's complicated,
Yeah.
right?
All the above. No. I'm just
All,
It's always above. Unfortunately.
so, how do you divide being a female?
Yes.
And like I've said before to other females, to me, I consider all women superwoman. Why? Because they do everything. They do everything together, and how they handle it, I only can see it because I can't explain it because I'm not. I
Right.
just see it.
Right.
Y'all get everything done. How do you go about having your baby, having your child, taking care of the business, and I don't know, going to that complicated situation of your relationship
Yeah.
or whatever the case might be?
You manage if it's something that you want to do. And so for me, I like working. I like making money. So that's going to always be it. But I also have to have a balance of being a mother and then having my personal life. A personal life is very, very important, especially in trucking, because some people let it consume them. Right. I don't let it consume. I make time for all of them, you know, and it's easy. I don't have a hard time with it.
Well, you're a superwoman, I guess.
Good balance.
Yeah. She balanced everything out. So as long as you're not getting complaints from any other parties, I guess everything is good.
No, I can be out 12, 14 hours still, come home, cook, all that good stuff. Yeah. Yep.
And throw on the lingerie at night.
Exactly. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. You do what you got to do.
Jesus.
I mean, everybody got to be happy, including my daughter is 17, so it's not like she's a little baby.
Yeah, she could sort of take care of herself.
Self-sufficient in a sense. I mean, I still got to track her, you know.
Yeah,
but
you still got her on the Find My iPhone.
I have a 10-year-old, and she definitely be on my time. Like, you know, mommy, when you come home, you've been working so much. Can we go here? Can we do it? Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't.
Right.
So I definitely understand that whole balance.
Yeah.
Is definitely, for me, it's a little tough because she's younger, like I said.
Yep.
But, you know, older children, you could definitely let that.
Teenage years, she ain't going to want to be bothered with you.
Right. That's what I'm telling her. Like,
money
girl,
and an Uber, that's all she going to want.
You love spending money? Mommy got to make some money.
Yeah, let me ask you something else. We know you've been working hard.
Yes.
You mentioned you had a business and that you're in another industry as well, or what is it?
No, I'm still company. I'm a company driver, but I still have my trucking business.
You have your trucking business, and so you're, let's say you have a driver.
Yes.
Obviously, you have a driver, and you're working, you're getting your money, right?
Yes.
So, how hard is it when you know that you drive, you work X amount of hours? Obviously, you're not in the same schedule as your driver is.
Right.
You said you had a business partner.
Yeah.
When Saturday comes or that end of the week comes, how do you manage getting things done on the truck? Because that's a big part, you know?
Right.
So,
The maintenance.
that maintenance. When Saturday comes, Sunday, or whatever the day is, from your free time, do you take time off on your free time, or you have people to do that for you?
Right. So my business partner, he has a CDL.
Okay.
So he handles all of that stuff.
Right.
So in reality, because I wanted to step away and I felt like I wasn't ready, you know, to jump in because I felt like I moved too fast. So he's taking care of all of that. He's taking care of all of that while I, you know, do my company drive and learn, just gain more experience. Really, I feel like I'm ready now. Like,
so your business partner obviously is the one running the business.
Yes.
So on top of that, being you work, you gain your money.
Yes.
So you're definitely a boss lady.
Yes.
Well, Newark is built different, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can see it.
So to clarify, you have your own company.
Yes.
And you're also a company driver.
Yes.
Do you book loads for your driver?
Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes when he's not able to, I'll book the loads.
Okay.
Yes.
But other than that,
Dispatcher as well.
your partner has his own MC and he's the one doing all that.
Yes,
okay.
correct.
And then any challenges with your driver, or he handles your driver?
Well, he is the driver.
Oh,
So
okay.
he drives.
Okay.
So we both were driving. I had a
Okay.
truck, he had a truck, and then when I felt as though I'm like I'm a person that believes in signs and all of that, and I just felt like it was like not aligning for me. So I told him, I said, look, I don't think I'm ready to be like hands on just yet. So I said, let me gain more experience. Use somebody else's equipment.
You need chakaras to be aligned.
I can
somebody else's
definitely relate to
equipment.
that, 'cause
So that's what it was. You know, it was tough for me. It was hard because I invested a lot of money into it. So, but I think financially it just made more sense for me to just go and just gain more experience, learn more. Even when it's down to insurance, you figure he was driving 19 years at a time. The insurance just for him alone was like $1,600.
Yep.
So imagine for me, that's another, you know,
Yeah.
20,
Brand new,
almost $30,000 a year. You know, when you operate under your own MC, it's a lot of money, you know. So I just thought that I think it was best that I just stepped away, let me learn what I need to learn, and when I feel more confident to go back in, then I'll do that.
I can definitely relate to
Yeah.
that, stepping back, because
Yeah.
I started with the company. I
Right.
started with FedEx Ground, and then I decided to do my own thing,
Right.
and few things happened.
Yes.
setbacks,
Yep.
that time wasted, money
Yes.
invested, money
Mhm.
lost. I was like, you know what?
Yep.
No, now I'm driving for a
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
And I feel way more comfortable. I'm still learning.
Right.
I
Right.
still want to pursue that.
Yes.
My own business situation.
Right.
But like, I definitely needed to step back and
Yeah.
just at the right time. Because, man, listen, in this trucking business,
Yeah,
it can
because
definitely get
it's
tough.
also not the same money. Like, let's talk a little bit about that. Like, once you're getting your own loads, you're on the load board, nothing is guaranteed. Like, you
Yep.
really got to hustle for those loads,
Yeah.
compared versus to being a company driver where
Yes.
that check is guaranteed
Yep.
every week, because you're going to make your hours, obviously if they have the hours, if it's structured that way. But like, even, I thought for any industry, like working for corporate will give you the blueprint of what you need for your own kind of like
Right.
business, because like you mentioned the Amazon, like they're very big on safety
Yes.
and very big, like very strict. Like some of like the owner operators and like our own little carriers, we let a lot of things slide, and this is why we get bit in the butt later on, because the way that they run that and the way that they run a tight ship, like that's how things need to be
Yes.
kind of like
Yes.
ran
Yes.
by everyone. So I think that's really important and a good point to make there. Now, from everything that you've been saying, that you
Yes.
said you wanted to learn more, what do you feel like one of the lessons that like you've learned that you feel like you needed to apply that you didn't apply before?
I'm a more confident driver now. I'm just, with the company now that I do the port, I'm everywhere. I'm in Virginia. I'm in West Virginia. I'm local. I come home every day. But it's the areas that they have me go to. And when I was on operator, remember I was booking my loads, so I could kind of limit myself on where I wanted to go. I would
Right.
do like water, so I would go from like Brinersville, PA to like Cinnaminson, New Jersey. It was simple. I can pick how far I want to go. Versus when you're a company driver, it's kind of like you got to go wherever they want you to go. So
They put you out there.
Yes, they put you out there,
That's
and I'm talking about up in the Poconos, that the downgrades, going up in the mountains. Hazmat. That was another thing. When I was the owner operator, I didn't have my hazmat or tanker endorsement. And then when I decided to go back company, I said, you know what? I'm going to get my endorsements.
So it doesn't limit you.
Yes. So now I'm glad I did that, because now with this company, I need to use my tanker and my hazmat. So I do hazmat loads. It just broadened me in the actual hands-on part of trucking.
Awesome. Okay.
I started over the road for FedEx Run. I started hauling doubles because I have my
Oh,
doubles.
no,
so
I'm good on that.
my first load was from New Jersey to Texas, and I
Ooh.
drove team.
Oh, no.
So you already know, like I was
Nope.
like out here just
No. for
just
real.
looking at that double trailer like wobbling. I was like,
Nope.
And in
But-
terms of like, being a female and your safety, like going so far out sometimes, like, I mean, you're pretty sure you're probably used to driving now, like a little
Yes.
further. 'Cause
Yep.
I'm thinking about it myself. Like,
You gonna
what?
be
I ain't
outside,
driving.
Sue.
I'm not driving
Sue.
more
Yes,
than
you
2
are.
hours. I do not.
No,
see myself
it's
What?
not that
doing
bad.
Listen, stop.
First
Don't
of all,
even
don't even
even
say that.
continue doing your license. You
Don't
know,
even say
because
that.
2 hours is just like probably
the
driving.
street.
Come on.
No, that's...
So hey,
Listen.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
You say it, but it's totally different. It's
Yes.
more than that. You know,
Yes.
it's more than that.
Yep.
And she can relate a little because
Yeah.
she's gone
Like,
further,
going
further,
down to West
further.
Virginia is crazy to
But
me.
just-
It
straight
sounds,
down.
but it
It's
sounds
nothing.
like it's far away, but it really
It's
isn't.
not. It's not. It's
Maybe
not.
like a
Driving in
three
your truck.
and a half ride, but if you break it up, like if you stop in, truck stops 15 to 20 minutes.
At
you
the
know what I mean?
beginning, you're gonna be
Yeah.
sleepy, you're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
your
it.
body's gonna cut up. And there's gonna be days, these ladies can tell you, there's gonna be days where you do 600 miles and you're like, I could go another 600.
that's nothing.
You know?
I've
Yeah.
And
done
then there's
it.
other days where you go 300 miles and you're like, damn, I got 300 more to go. I'm like, ah. You know?
Yeah.
So it all adds up. Let me ask you something.
Go
Be
ahead.
real quick with it.
Okay.
You being in the industry, you obviously you have your company, you have a business partner, right?
Yes.
You have a business partner. You make your money on your own. You being Instagram famous, how do you make all of this and stay level headed? You know?
Because I'm just humble like that. I don't let it affect me. Honestly, I'm the type of person I would rather make money but be behind the scenes.
Yes.
Right.
Put myself out there on Instagram was very hard for me. I'm a very private person. You don't
So
understand.
I don't understand.
You nowadays
I can tell. I can see it.
You have to do what you have to do. I mean, you want to monetize, right? So I had to force myself to put myself out there like that. And
Staying in
I'm
the comfort zone ain't it?
yeah. And
So
I'm,
Instagram
You need
is
different
adding
streams
up.
of income.
well, yeah, I get paid just to pose. I mean, I could sit on the ground somewhere. I don't even have to be trucking, and I get paid.
Nice.
And TikTok, now I'm starting to.
Sue, when you starting? Huh?
But I understand what she said.
Melissa, when
because
are you starting?
Is that I'm super shy. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
She
really,
said she's shy as well. She's already getting
right.
paid. Listen, you heard what she said? She said, I'll sit on the ground and get paid. Come on.
Right. I'm trying. I'm here for this podcast. I'm starting.
But it's really I'm glad I did, because not just trucking, I also try to put inspirational type of
Yes.
posts, positive posts and things like that. So now people
Good
get
vibe,
to-
good vibe.
Yes, people get to see my personality. You just never know what somebody going through, and then they just
Right.
stroll and happen to see your page. You might
makes
be
your day.
helping somebody.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
really.
I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna try to find the shy part.
The
Okay?
shy part?
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't-
gonna
you
go
don't
through it. I'm
believe
gonna try
it?
and find it.
You don't believe it? Listen, that's my alter ego, Robin Thicke.
Right. Definitely. That's Robin Thicke, exactly.
Now, with that in mind and that point made, for anyone listening, like, maybe a young girl from Newark thinking about trucking, what would you tell her, or what advice would you give her? And also, I want you to mention, what are the must-haves in your truck as a female?
Must-haves. A toilet, a portable toilet,
Man,
because
listen.
I've had to learn the hard way with that.
Yes.
I also have like a portable urinal, the things you can stand up with it, but
Damn, I don't find that
Rats.
really. I'll find that really hard. Oh my god.
What you find hard?
Well, not hard. It's easy, but I'm just saying, like you said, that where you stand up, you imagine coming across that.
Well, we gotta do. We not men. We can't just pull out.
I'm saying.
do what you gotta do.
Sometimes
You
that'd be better to use that than a public restroom or a porta potty. Like I'm sorry. When right now I drive a day cab, but when I had a sleeper,
Okay.
I had my little situation in the back.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going in the porta
I
potty.
got
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Philip. I got Philip.
Philip, what's that?
Yeah, Philip the bucket with shit.
Listen, it's something. It's something. I had to learn the hard way.
I got Philip. His name is
That's all I'm
Philip.
saying.
When I got him, I said, "You're Philip, okay?" So he's on my right side.
Oh my
you know,
God.
yeah, it's Philip.
That's one of the things that I think the industry and like shipping and receiving location should have
Yes.
for
Yep.
driving, because we are already on the road
Yeah.
for so many hours, and you like just throwing some water in your face or being able to
Right.
use a bathroom
Yep.
like a human being might just make your day. That might give you an extra 2-3 hours to make it to
Exactly.
your destination. But
Yeah.
like when you go to these places, they don't let you use the bathroom. Like
Yeah, it's
I
kinda
rushed
hard.
over here.
Yeah.
I didn't stop to take care of my business so you
Exactly.
can get your stuff, and then
Right.
you're gonna deny me a restaurant. You're gonna give me a dirty porta potty. Like I think that's one of the worst things
Exactly.
ever. Like,
Yep.
the treatment that drivers get,
Yeah.
it's completely unacceptable, and I
Yeah.
think they should definitely do better for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I agree with
So
that.
for anyone listening, women are getting more and more into this industry, so we need to make some changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to make some changes. Okay, last thing, and we're going to wrap it up.
Uh-huh.
The message to a young lady watching right now that would like to get into trucking.
I would say don't be discouraged. It can be intimidating at first. Just the idea of it. Even when someone think about truck driving, you driving all these hours. I do not drive all of these hours. It really is an easy job. The only part is just the unsafe part where you're dealing with people on the road. But other than that, I would say just go for it. Stick with it. I actually had one of my daughters, one of her classmates, 17, she was inquiring about it. So that made my day.
Oh,
She wanted to talk to me and just get some insight. So I think that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I know they made like the law for 18 and older to get their license, but I think they just removed it, right?
I'm not sure if they removed it, but I know
To
that
get
it was just
CDL?
in state. Like they couldn't leave the state. Like they had
Oh,
to stay.
Yeah, they had to do
So they
intrastate.
could be 18,
18,
but just
yeah.
gotta stay
Yeah.
in
Yep.
state. Okay.
Intrastate, yeah. After 21, they could do interstate.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, If you like this episode, share it with someone who's grinding, who's thinking about getting into trucking. We want to thank Robin
Thank
for
you.
coming in and sharing her story. Our panelists, as usual, Melissa and Majin Boo, for doing a great job and being here and supporting this podcast each and every Sunday. Again, catch us next Sunday, same time, real talk. Stay safe, stay paid, and stay rolling. Peace, y'all.
Yes.